What is the Nikon D610? The Nikon D610 follows relatively quickly on from its predecessor, the Nikon D600, with good reason. Despite the Nikon D600 being the most affordable full-frame DSLR of all time on launch, it has its flaws, the most noticeable of which was that after a certain number of shutter actuations, around 3,000 shots, some users experienced the appearance of unusual dust and oil spots in the upper left portion of the frame. These spots, it was claimed, were a result of a fault with the camera's shutter mechanism, and although Nikon did issue a service notice, the D600 was avoided by those in the know. So while the Nikon D610 does offer several new features, its role is more to fix the tarnished reputation of its predecessor. Let's take a closer look and see how it gets on. Features. On the whole, not a lot has changed, but this isn't a bad thing, as the Nikon D600 was an impressive high-end DSLR. The core feature of the Nikon D610 remains its full-frame CMOS sensor. The sensor offers a resolution of 24.3 MP in Nikon's FX format, while it also supports Nikon's 1.5x DX crop mode, and therefore offers native support to Nikon's DX lenses. The sensor is accompanied by Nikon's Xpeed 3 image processing engine, which promises some impressive speeds, as well as facilitating a native ISO range of 100/6400, which can be extended from ISO 50 to ISO 25600. The rear of the camera sees the retention of Nikon's 3.2-inch 921K LCD screen, which features auto-adjustment technology to suit the brightness to that of the surrounding conditions. In terms of AF performance, the Nikon D610 features the same pro-level 39-point F system, complete with 9 cross-type sensors and enhanced performance in low-light conditions. The F system also supports 3D focus tracking thanks to the D610's scene recognition facility. The Nikon D610 can also fit in with Nikon's wireless flash system thanks to the built-in flash, with the added bonus of TTL or manual flash control. The need to relaunch the Nikon D600 in the form of the Nikon D610 does appear to be somewhat of a missed opportunity in some respects, most noticeably in the fact that the D610 still doesn't feature Wi-Fi functionality. If you're looking to use Wi-Fi on the Nikon D610, you'll have to stump up for the Nikon WU1B mobile Wi-Fi adapter. The main area the Nikon D610 has redressed is the camera's shutter system. Thanks to the noted issues with the D600's shutter mechanism, the D610 now features a whole new unit that, while also hopefully more reliable than the predecessor, also comes with some performance improvements. For example, the continuous shooting rate is now up to 6 fps from 5.5 fps, while a quiet continuous mode of 3 fps now arrives for discrete continuous shooting. The D610 also sees some attention afforded to the auto white balance system, with Nikon claiming improved color rendition in situations lit by artificial sources. Design. There's very little to distinguish the D610 from its predecessor. Once again, as with the specification of the D610 being so similar to the D600 not being a bad thing, the same is true of the design, as the D600 was both an attractive and functional camera. As you'd expect from an advanced DSLR such as the D610, the model sees a range of external controls dotted around the body of the camera, offering direct access to key shooting functionality. The dials themselves are well proportioned, offering a comfortable hold and a pleasing amount of resistance upon turning. The mode dial on the camera's top plate is also well designed and is lacking in any unnecessary clutter. The mode dial is supplemented by an additional release mode dial that sits beneath it, with the pair both benefiting from a locking mechanism to guard against unwanted turning. In terms of the camera's construction, the Nikon D610 features both top and bottom plates constructed from magnesium alloy, offering solid build quality. The rest of the camera is constructed from polycarbonate plastic, with the two materials combining to offer a decent level of weather sealing against the elements. Performance. Apart from the purported dust spot, oil shutter mechanism issue, the D600 delivered an impressive level of performance that was sure to please any advanced photographer. We tested out the Nikon D610 well in advance of the 3000 shot mark at which dust spots were previously noticed, and when inspecting images at 100% magnification we can confidently note the absence of any oil or dust. It's fair to say that the new shutter mechanism has solved that issue, but are the other benefits of the new mechanism up to scratch? While the D610 matches the claimed 6 fps continuous shooting rate with ease, the quiet continuous shooting mode is somewhat of a disappointment. Although it's certainly quieter than before, it's still audible and will be too loud for shooting close-up to wildlife, for example. Image quality. As you'd expect from a Nikon DSLR sporting a full-frame sensor, the D610 delivers some pretty impressive images. Despite featuring an AA filter, compared to the recent spate of DSLRs that have done away with the technology, the 24MP sensor delivers an impressive level of detail. Although it can't quite touch its rival, the Canon EOS 6D, in terms of real fine detail, the results are still impressive. The sensor also delivers some impressive performance with regards to noise at higher ISO settings. RAW and JPEG files both deliver noise-free images across the lower ISO settings, and it's not until you reach ISO 3200 that noise becomes visible. Even at the highest base ISO setting of ISO 6400, noise is still barely an issue, and despite it becoming more apparent